Good evening. So we have the Springfield Armory Hellion here. This will be kind of this is a 500 round review. All right. This will be going over gripes, complaints, break-in period, ammunition, things I noticed when firing, and a few little upgrades I did on it. So starting off, reliability and break-in period. So first off, Red Army standard. This shit's garbage. At least for the first 100 or so rounds, this gave me major issues. I got 60 rounds in before I got pissed off at it. I had about 10 malfunctions, lots of failure to eject. I think that was the main one, yeah. It was mostly failure to eject. Now, and the irony of it is, I had multiple firearms that had issues with this shit. So, I don't know if I had a bad batch or what, but some of these had major issues. Then I switch over to Federal Target and Practice Ammunition, 55 grain. That had 0 issues, and I was able to select the suppress mode on here and ran the rifle flawlessly. It had a very low recoil impulse. I didn't have any malfunctions. It just ran like it should. Kind of ironic, right? And that's not even what you really should be running it at. But it's definitely a little bit hotter than this shit, which is just, yeah, cheap steel case. It works once it gets broken in, but at first it did not. I wanted to test that. It failed me substantially. So I also ran some good PMC XTAC. This is 62 grain. Didn't have one bit of issue with that or that Federal Target and Practice Ammunition. No issues at all. After about 250 rounds, after I got pissed off at the Red Army, those first 60, I tried Red Army again. The issues I was having actually went away. I was not able to run this because it's not hot enough for the bolt to cycle properly in suppress mode for that lower recoil impulse, which is fine. That's not really how it's supposed to run anyway, but I did it for the fun of it, and it was kind of cool that it actually worked very nicely. Very repeatable shots, very low recoil impulse. So that's kind of the ammunition deal with this and the break-in period. So let's say 250 rounds, you have a good chance of running any of the steel case ammo, no issues. Because after a while, I ran another 100 or so rounds of the Red Army standard, no issues. Then I went back to the PMC XTAC, running on suppressed, super low recoil impulse. Is kind of cool. So here are some gripes that I did find. So gripes. Why the hell did they not put a metal brass deflector here? Like, it's just gonna get beaten up and eaten up. I did at one point put some type of little cloth thing I had, a sticky cloth that you put, it's almost like one of the tech ones. It's not like a used for the heat sink, but I put cloth there to help not eat that away. But I decided fudge it, and after a while I just took it off. But it does eat up at the deflector area right there for the brass. It sucks because it is going to get messed up at one point. So that is one of my main gripes that I found about this, besides it not liking the steel case, but that's a break-in period. That's with any firearm for the most part. That's it for the gripes, honestly. Besides, I will say this. This thing comes with insanely well made, very well thought out pop-up iron sights. They are excellent. My gripe is you can't use them with probably about 90% of the optics you'd probably be running on this. So if you do want to run it, you'd have to have QD mounts. So for your optics. So the EOTechs already have a QD mount on it. My magnifier has a QD mount on it. My LPVO cantilever mount has a quick detach on it. But if you're not running QD mount, you can't really use your irons very easily without having like an extra screwdriver to take them off. And then before, obviously, you're going to want to zero your red dot after you zero your irons. So get those irons nice and zeroed in. Then put on whatever optic you're using, whether it's LPVO, long range scope, or EOTech, or any other type of red dot or holographic sight. But the iron sights on here are very nice. Pretty damn accurate. I really do like the irons. So that's a huge benefit, especially if you just want to take all the optics off and just run it straight. The irons are enjoyable. I can't say enough about them positively. This thing has an insane amount of QD mounts for your sling as well. On both sides, this rifle is fully ammy. You have a swivel mount on both sides. Sturdy, reliable, no issues there. I did end up running a 1-point on this with the QD on the directly below the rear iron sight. So it's comfy. It's a very nice setup, to be honest. The bolt release. No, I'm just going to start from the rear. So the rear, you do have a little bit of harder rubber. It would have been nice. I think I said this in the last initial review. Whenever I got it, that was a little bit longer, I guess. Outside of that, I highly enjoy it, especially once you get used to it. You can extend it out. It's a adjustable stock. I honestly do not know how many positions there are, because I really don't use it, because you don't really need to for the most part. I did not like the cheek well, or I should say how you adjust it. The adjustment on that is you have one additional point for adjustment on that, and it doesn't feel amazing. I don't know how to put it. It is fairly lackluster for the rest of this rifle. The bolt release, no issues with that, honestly. But when you're reloading, put your weapon up high ready, reload, put the fucking hit your switch, release that bolt, and you're in a fight. It's a quick transition, especially once you train to it. It's smooth. You can be just as fast, if not faster, with that than you would your standard M4, as long as you train with it. Magwell. And the mag release is pretty nice too. I don't have an issue with the mag release. Magwell's plenty fine. No issues. It's the same damn thing if you're loading up a normal M4, your stock M4, or AR-15. No issues. If you have issues with it, train with it more. Or, guess what? Pretty sure you could 3D print one of these pretty easily and make your own custom flared magazine well. Awesome, right? So the Croatian military also found out. So this is all modular. So this comes out and you can actually put in one for the G36 to take G36 magazines instead of the standard AR-15 M4 style P mags or steel mags. And steel mags will work in here just fine. I had no issues running steel. Dust cover, Dust cover, it's nice, works, it's cool. Again, more niches from the brass deflecting on there. The rail itself is sturdy, it's metal, it's reliable, it holds zero, no issues. I had no screws come loose or any other weird shit pop off when I was firing this, though this is only at 500 rounds at this point. You have a excellent AMI charging handle. Gotta love it. Works great. No issues. Everything about this is just perfect if you're a lefty, because you can switch everything out to where you're firing left-handed or right-handed very quickly. Selector switch is tactile. Not really not mushy at all. It's very tactile, very clicky. It is easy to articulate. I don't know what the hell people are crying about, because I've seen other reviewers say it's so hard or it's not comfortable. It's actually really comfortable. I can't see an issue in it. The grip it came with was not bad. Don't get me wrong. But I definitely prefer the Magpul, because this model of the Magpul pistol grip, you can switch out every component just about and make it exactly how you want. So it's very modular, as well as having the storage capability on the bottom where you can have additional CLP or whatever your lube or batteries. Trigger feels pretty decent actually. I do not have an issue with this trigger. You can get very repeatable shots, very accurate, and you're not going to accidentally pull the trigger, because some people are fucking stupid and they think they have to have a 1 pound fucking trigger on a non-comp gun that's just for personal use or as their combat rifle if they ever needed it. You don't need a comp fucking 1 pound trigger in the fucking thing. 3 pounds is borderline too fucking light. But I do have some rifles that have 3 pound. But trigger's not bad, especially for a bullpup. Could be better, but it's a bullpup. Realize that, people, because a lot of people cry, oh, the fucking trigger sucks. No, it's a service rifle, 6 pound trigger, pretty fucking standard. The M-Lock handguard. There was good thought that went through this. This is not overly thick. You can wrap your hand around. You can get a good C-grip. They actually have a little bit of a bevel and grip for your fingers right there. It is comfortable. I did put a additional Picatinny rail mount on the bottom and the side. I did try to run my maul on it. I did not like running my maul on it. It did not feel right. I had to have some really weird grip, and it was having issues getting it properly zeroed with the weird ass grip I had it. I don't know, it was just being a pain in the ass for me. So if you're running a pack, have it on the top or something, yeah, you're probably gonna be fine. Or maybe a D-ball A3. I didn't have an issue with that. I did run that for a little bit, but I ended up just taking all the lasers off. I didn't see a substantial purpose in it. That'd be enough for me to actually have it on. I have a nice little Magpul stubby grip. Adds excellent gripping capabilities. So you can lock your hand in and not be bringing it back too far where you lose a good grip. So you have something you can kind of rest your hand on, and you know where your hand's going to go, and it's a lot more comfortable, and you can get a nice pull on it to bring that Hellion to your shoulder and lock it in. I don't know why, but whenever I had the Magpul grip with just the M-Lock, it felt kind of weird. It didn't feel as sturdy as it did whenever I have the Picatinny attached to it through the M-Lock. Don't know why. It's kind of weird. This is a polymer, so that might be why. But it definitely feels more stable for me running it with the Picatinny. Gas block. It's nice. It's easy. Press in. and you adjust it. I haven't even cleaned it yet. 500 rounds, no issues. You can quickly articulate it if you need to, for whatever reason. I don't know why you want to do it in a gunfight or anything, but you can. I did it every about 10 rounds to kind of test out the difference in the recoil impulse. That is using hotter ammunition, like I said earlier. And then I did replace the 3-prong that it came with a nicer 4-prong, bit bigger. And I personally like it a little bit more. It performs a little bit better for flash suppression. Outside of that, this thing just kicks ass. No issues. Ran steel mags and poly mags, and the Lancer tactical mags. No issues. No malfunctions that are induced by magazines. Only issue for a while till it was broken in. I'm gonna harp on that because that shit pissed me off. That pretty much concludes the video. If you have any further questions, I will be doing some live fire videos and posting those. I got some of my testing with the 300 meters. You can't really see the target. You can kind of see the difference in recoil impulse, but I want to get you guys better videos of that specifically, and accuracy tests, so without having 20-mile-per-hour wind and all kinds of crazy shit out in the desert. So I'm gonna get a good accuracy test for you guys, get you guys a accurate, pretty accurate MOA idea of what the MOA is at about 100 meters. That's probably the longest I'm gonna be able to get this out at my current ranges that I have near me. That concludes the video. If you guys have further questions, let me know, and have an outstanding day.